Now, it's no secret that last generation, when Microsoft launched the Xbox One, they absolutely screwed the pooch. Between always online, between there's a console you can always play that doesn't use online, it's called the Xbox 360, between all the things that Don Matrick and co did, Connect, all those things that they did to just drag that system down as far as they can. It's amazing that Microsoft even survived in that space, right? So the other thing that got to them was that PlayStation did PlayStation Plus. It became a thing where, because you have the subscription service attached, and because PS3 subscription service was free, they had to add on a value add when they started charging you for it. So they started giving you away free games at the end of the console cycle. It's a great initiative, and then Microsoft picked up on it, and then it became the norm. The new norm has become subscription services, and Microsoft's Xbox Game Pass, as sad as it is to admit, is genuinely one of the best value propositions out there at the moment.
How is that sad?
Because you don't like to shill for companies. Yeah, no one's introduced you, you fucking idiot. It doesn't matter. No one likes shilling for companies, but unfortunately, when they do the right thing, you kind of have to shill for them a little bit, I think.
Well, it's not even shilling, because it is honestly like this. I feel like over the last 2 years, as we've seen subscription services, move more and more, because like as much as you talk about PlayStation Plus as a competitor, it was very much a different value proposition, right? It was like
but it didn't exist at that point. There was nothing else to compare. There was no Xbox Games with Gold.
Since there's been PlayStation Now, which is even more limited in Australia. EA/Origin Access, which is EA specific, obviously. Apple Arcade. It's happened more and more, but Xbox Game Pass seems to provide the best value out there so far.
Yeah, and it's just simply because it's obviously all the Xbox stuff. So all the Microsoft stuff that they've produced in-house, Halo, Gears, will all be exclusive things. State of Decay, all those great games. But they don't, there's a bunch of reasonably good, even just straight up, indie stuff on there, Galea. They're worth, at the very least, having a try, because, it's there. You know
exactly. I mean, and also, if you're like me and you're a little bit broken...
Yeah.
It could also allow you to fulfill some weird curiosity. Like, I don't want to pay $70 for Jump Force, or Naruto to Boruto, or
Sword Art Online.
Or some Sword Art Online crap, thank you. But I'm like, you know what, look, I'm paying a reasonably priced subscription. I'm like, okay, I can take a punt on this, and I won't feel bad about it.
Yeah, it's the discoverability. I think that the fact that it's trying to emulate the Netflix discoverability is probably its greatest strength. Is that you have a look at it, you go, oh, what's on the Game Pass? Oh, that's on. Oh, they've just got Final Fantasy.
Yeah, you were talking about indies, but it's like Final Fantasy 15 is there.
Tekken 7.
The almost full edition. Tekken 7, Witcher 3, some of the best games of this generation are there on Xbox Game Pass. And if you're paying the subscription, it's what, 10, 15-ish a month. Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, and I guess that is the thing as well. It's got to be said that it is in and of itself still a selling tool. So if you have it and you play Witcher, it's the Witcher base game. But that said, the Witcher base game is still 60 hours, 70 hours of
At least.
Yeah, you don't get the expansions, which are great, and they probably want you to buy the expansions. That's why it's under the base game. It's on there. That's the joke. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, it is that thing of, well, you've just seen it on Netflix. Why not play the video game?
I mean, that's what happened. That's what happened when the game was on sale on Steam recently.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But I mean, around subscription services as well, we've seen more of that come through. But Xbox Game Pass, you look at PlayStation Now, it's not really in Australia at all.
Yeah.
They focus so hard on having a live streaming platform. Google Stadia worked out real well, guys. Cool. And so PlayStation turned around and was like, oh, I guess we'll just let you download the games. But they're not even that good. And so I think that's the big point of difference is not only are they good, big games on the platform, there are, a lot of the indie games that you might not necessarily drop 20, 30, $40 on. You're or the Weeb games, if you're a little bit broken. and kind of test the waters. All you have to lose is time.
I mean, Goose Game as well. Goose Game justifies your...
Is that on Game Pass?
Absolutely
Yes, it is.
So, even that in and of itself, it is that thing of... So from my point of view, I wanted to play... I converted my... So one thing you can do is convert a bunch of your gold time to Xbox Live Game Pass for $1. So I did that. I bought 2 years of Xbox Live Gold, converted it for $1. So already I'm ahead. Already I'm ahead. I haven't paid nothing. And so I've done that, and I've just converted. I'm like, cool, this is sweet. So I re-downloaded GTA and I played through that because I had a nearly finished save file. Yeah, well, GTA 5 was a good game. Nearly finished save file. I've downloaded Ruiner, played through most of that. I downloaded Mutant Year Zero, which had I played it when the year it came out, it would have contended for my game of the year. I love it. It's one of my favourite game series.
Yeah, pushes Red Dead Redemption 2 right off.
Don't even. Anyway, but the moral story is, I think that the one thing that they've been smart on, and this is something you could argue that Phil Spencer's been the spearhead of, is they've been smart on the content that they've tried to curate for it. And I think that is probably the difference between it and a lot of the other bundles, where they just think, well, the other ones just seem to be taking what they can get. there seems to almost be like a specific, like there seems to be some forethought put into what games they're actually putting on Game
Like,
Pass. I would argue that's what separates
Like,
it.
there's you look at the list on Game Pass, and it's like there's actually not a lot of really bad stuff on here. Like even like, okay, I joke about things like Sword, I joke about Jump Force, but it's also like that's just like a small part of it. There's also things like a Plague Tale Innocence, which is on it, which is great. No one played it last year, but it's really, really cool. But there's also stuff like Goose Game or Pillars of Eternity, where it's just like
All the
there's-
Wasteland games are on there.
yeah. So again, some genuinely good stuff on there. I mean, you can't. I mean, it's not bad. It's good curation.
Yeah.
Curation's not a bad thing. Who the fuck it?
Well, I think your point about the curation, like, it's kind of reached the midpoint where it's like, okay, we can justify this from a company perspective because these games are not like the most expensive for us to buy onto Game Pass for that period of time.
least for that time.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like they have the kind of flexibility to kind of pick and choose as they go. And because these games can time out, it's like, cool, they're not locking themselves in. They have more flexibility to give you more opportunities to play different kinds of games.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really compelling opportunity as well.
There's another discussion we had about whether we're saturating the market with too many subscription services, but that is a conversation for another day.
such a
that we are
long
not going to have.
conversation.
We're not going to have the time to cover
So
it today,
long.
boys. But genuinely, I think, like, of all the current things out there, all the current pushes to try and get you to sign up before the next gen consoles, I think Microsoft is now. I wonder what Sony's going to do to try and counter it, because at the moment, converting gold time for $1 into Game Pass for as long as you have gold time, that's crazy to me. It's insane value. And I know why they're doing it, because they want you to stay in their ecosystem. I get the reasoning, but goddamn, like, I've played so many games. I've played more games recently than I have in a long time. So I don't know what to tell you. It's definitely worth checking out. At very least, like, turn your Game Pass time into it just to try it out to see what it's like.